today's forecast is cold.
Yeah, it's pretty cold.
Yeah. Well, anyway, my name is Ray,
And my name's Taylor.
and this is Geeks Reviews, episode
13.
ish, maybe
It is 13.
12, 13.
Well,
I lost track, to be honest.
Jesus.
I need to look it up. But anyway, Oscar season is literally on our doorstep. We have Sunday
Yeah.
on our time.
Mm-hmm.
By the time this is uploaded, it will be tonight. Later tonight.
Yeah.
I don't really know specifically
Yeah.
what time. The website is not showing it. Nope, no time. It just says February 9. Anyway,
Yeah.
we have a list. Pretty much our topic for this week, for this segment is that we're gonna go who we think is gonna win the nominations. You know,
Our personal picks.
our
and-
personal picks slash more experience. Yeah, pretty much personal picks,
whatever.
predictions.
Yeah.
For me, I've seen most, not all. I still have Ford versus Ferrari coming up. Harriet. So our we have time if we decide to watch more.
Mm-hmm.
And we have for now. This episode, what we express here is just gonna be our initial thoughts. What we would think, who would we think will win and such. It might change later on by the time Oscar actually rolls around, but
Basically, we're going to give our genuine
yeah,
opinion on each category. Based
most
on,
of the categories.
Yeah, most of the categories.
No documentaries.
Yeah.
It's too much.
Yeah.
But yes. So, let's get started
Yeah.
with Best Leading Actor. Who do you have?
I have Joaquin Phoenix
And why is that?
because I guess everybody was very questionable. Like, they were concerned like how his Joker performance would be compared to Heath Ledger, and they saw what happened to what's his name, Jared Leto, and his
That's
Joker
true.
performance was
Compared to Heath Ledger before
Yes.
him as well.
yes, and even though it wasn't like Heath Ledger Joker, it still provided a different.
It's a different Joker,
It's a
but
different Joker.
it's too different. Even I'm
No.
like on a. Wait, are we talking about Jared Leto still?
No, we're talking about Joaquin
Joaquin.
Phoenix. Yeah, it was a different Joker.
But it's for me anyway.
Yeah.
It's in line with what Heath Ledger Joker
Yeah.
was.
It was a great Joker.
Mhm.
I would say that's a very difficult role to please people, I would say. And yeah, I think he knocked it out of the park.
He's on my third, to be honest.
Oof.
Fucking second and third, anything. I have like 3 people in each category,
I have
and
one.
yeah, but that's for me. It's like number one is like my top favorites, but
Yeah.
the other 2 will be like I won't be surprised if they win. You know.
Anyway, but like Joaquin just knocked it out of the park.
Mm-hmm.
He really carried that movie.
He
I mean, there was other things great about that movie,
but he
was
pretty
really the
much-
main show.
yeah.
That was
Mhm.
great.
I mean,
a
even
great
though I'm
performance.
not that quite of a fan of the Joker movie, I still think Joaquin Phoenix did a fantastic job as
Mhm.
the Joker. It's just that the story is me. But anyway, for me, acting role in the leading role, best leading actor is Adam Driver from The Marriage Story.
Oh, he's great.
He's
a great.
amazing compared to his performance from The Force Awakens. He literally just changed.
Have you seen I'm sorry. Have you seen Black Klansman?
I want to. I haven't,
He's
but
great
I
in
want
that
to.
too.
I heard, like I said, he's out of everyone in the Star Wars, the Star Wars sequel trilogy.
Mhm.
He was I would say he is the only one who actually stayed.
He had acting chops.
Yeah, he had the potential,
yeah.
and he actually maintained.
Yeah.
He improved from The Force Awakens all the way to The Last Jedi, and all the way to The Rise of Skywalker. Even in The Rise of Skywalker, he was like the best one out of all of them. He had the best presence.
I would say like him and maybe Oscar Isaac, they have that acting.
On the sequels.
Yeah.
Because I agree because, and that's why I'm kind of upset that Oscar Isaac was just like only had the best presence in the third film. I was like, this guy had potential. You could have used him to be like the next Harrison Ford-ish type of character.
Or something.
Yeah, something close to that,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, my number 2 spot is Jonathan Pryce from The Two Popes. I
Mhm.
won't be surprised if he wins, even though I think it's a pretty difficult role, but at the same time he had the ability and the personality.
So what's that movie about?
It's The Two Popes is pretty much about the transition from Pope Benedict to Pope Francis, who is the current pope as of late.
Right now?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And pretty much it just shows how two different ideologies, you know. Pope Benedict grew up as a strict, I would say strict household, where all he did was study and play piano and such, whereas Pope Francis grew up in a more world, I don't know what it's called, but pretty much he grew up with the world. Like he knows who the Beatles were.
Mm-hmm.
He loves football.
He's more cultured.
Yes, there we go.
Yeah.
He's more cultured with the outside world of Catholicism.
Down to earth.
Yeah, down to earth and such. That's why a lot of people love him, and compared to Pope Benedict, not so much, you know. So yeah, I'd say Jonathan Pryce did a fantastic role. I'd never heard Venezuelan or Latin before. I think he nailed the dialect, you know, to be honest.
Isn't who's the current pope?
Francis.
Yeah.
Pope Francis.
Isn't he Argentinian or something?
I thought it was Venezuelan.
He's Venezuelan?
I don't know.
I know.
And I'm Catholic.
I know he's very, very open.
He's open. But yeah, and on my third, as I've said before, is Joaquin Phoenix. I wouldn't be surprised if he wins. Oh, excuse me. But yeah, he deserves it if he wins, because he did an amazing job. He literally took his body into a whole new level.
Yeah.
You know, being super anorexic and such, and kind of scares me, but at the same time,
he is that method actor.
Yeah. Incredibly method acting kind of guy.
Yeah.
But yes, how about supporting? Who do you have?
Supporting actor?
Yeah.
I have maybe a personal favorite, but I would say Joe Pesci.
From The Irishman?
From The Irishman. And it's because, I saw Joe Pesci through Goodfellas, Casino, even the Home Alone.
I was about to say
1 and 2.
Mostly on every
Martin Scorsese. And like Raging Bull and all that stuff. And he's always played the role of like the hothead, you know?
Yeah.
But it was
Wasn't he in Reservoir Dogs?
No.
Who was
Who
was Mr. White?
That wasn't Joe Pesci. That was
whoops.
I know who you're talking about.
Taking away your Scorsese knowledge.
Oof.
Your medal. It's mine now. Oh, well, I'm gonna keep it for safekeeping. I don't know who anyone is.
Okay. But anyway.
yes.
Excuse me. It was nice to see Joe Pesci play like such a calm but intimidating role.
Okay.
He didn't have to be a hothead this time because he wasn't a henchman. He was the big boss, this time. And it was kind of hilarious because like he would always die before moving up, you know.
And this one, he survived.
Yeah, he survived. No, well, he was already the big boss. But then like he died of old age in prison.
I mean,
yeah, but like it's such great.
Still win.
Still Joe Pesci, like such a wonderful actor, you know.
Yeah.
It's not like he's doing it for the award. He just loves
the acting.
He loves the acting. He loves working with Martin Scorsese.
Love acting.
Yeah.
I love the acting.
Yeah.
But yes, I say how you feel.
Who do you have?
For me, I put Tom Hanks.
Tom Hanks?
From A Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood.
Yeah.
That movie was super good. He captured Mr. Rogers' attitude and personality on the screen. The entire time I was if I didn't know who Tom Hanks was, I would just think he is Mr. Rogers. He captured the calm demeanor, his dark anger that he never really expressed, but he still has that caring voice, that loving voice, and I think Tom Hanks, I would say he's one of my favorite actors as well. But I mean, I grew up with Toy Story,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, yeah, Tom Hanks number one. I think he will. For me, I want him to win, but I won't. Also, I won't be surprised if Anthony Hopkins win as well.
Mm.
Actually, hold on. Let me see if I can. Yep. I'm not really familiar with The Irishman yet, since I haven't seen, so I can't really say Al Pacino or Joe Pesci. And
Al Pacino did well.
I don't really think Brad Pitt, in the
I
movie.
mean, Brad
he was
Pitt-
good, but compared to the rest of the list,
I mean, the role that Brad Pitt played, he performed excellent.
I wouldn't say excellent.
Like
Great.
the character, I think he
Great.
did it. He
But-
got that drifter, rugged stuntman vibe going. I was like,
That's
yeah,
true.
that's Brad Pitt.
That's true. That's true. Anyway, but yeah, that's pretty much it. Tom Hanks number one,
Mhm.
Anthony Hopkins, and from the two popes, he did a great job. He had like I said earlier, he captured the strict household rulings where all he knows is by the books. He's super by the books, very
Mhm.
conservative,
Mhm.
and he delivered it well. Like I said, I don't really know how Latin sounds, like fluently.
Uh-huh.
I just think that both Jonathan Pryce and Anthony Hopkins sound great.
Mm.
But yes, those are my supporting actors. Anyway, leading actress. Who do you have?
Scarlett Johansson.
All right, next, because that's also what I have. Because she was great in A Marriage Story. If you ask me what I think about Scarlett Johansson, like let's say 2012, I would say she is she's a. I won't say garbage because
Uh-huh.
she's not that good of an actress
Uh-huh.
in 2012.
Mm.
But seeing how she had improved from 2012 or 2009 or
Mm.
2009 in Iron Man 2 to The Marriage Story
Mm.
in 2019.
Mm.
That's a 10-year gap, and I think she was great in The Marriage Story. She delivered that succumbed
Dude.
anger.
Did you see that? Do you remember that scene where Adam Driver was like, "Yeah, you really can't like cry on command," and then she just turned away like, "Yeah, you're probably right." She turned away and then just cried on command. I
That
was
was
like,
true, yeah.
"Oh, that is good.
She was great.
That is good."
like, both of them were amazing in the movie.
Amazing,
I
yeah.
can't express much, I don't have anything else to say other than they're just both excellent in the movie. Like,
it just broke my heart seeing like when the lawyers got really involved.
oh yeah,
They started pointing out each other's faults when like
flaws.
their flaws.
Mm-hmm.
Like, oh, she was drinking and she couldn't walk right, or
he's late even though it's not his fault.
yeah,
It's LA, it's traffic,
Yeah.
but apparently it's still his fault.
and it's like it
The-
just shows like the dirty side of like this
The
divorce.
divorce process and such. That it happened, and this happens like
Yeah,
most of the families. 50% of couples don't stay together.
and like both the lawyers are friends. Well, they acted like
The-
friends.
And outside of that, they're like
Yeah.
colleagues, and
Yeah.
they have like the friendly vibe. Like, oh hey, like
Hey, do
nice
know?
seeing you. Yeah. Then,
Are you
but
going to that party?
precisely,
Yeah.
and then on the court, they're more professional. Where
yeah,
it's like they're just hands on the book. Like
yeah.
they know that it's their job
Mm-hmm.
to be as brutal as they can be, but not too brutal where they're just like jabbing fists to each other.
Yeah.
But just to their clients and such.
And then like even the judge was like, can we just move on with this case? And then you see a line of like
Oh yeah,
couples
I
getting
didn't even know. I
divorced.
thought it was just them.
No.
I thought it was just them when they switched the camera. I was like, wow, there's a line.
Mhm.
Okay.
Even though that movie is not my top pick, that it was still a very good movie.
It's a great movie.
It was a very good movie
Mhm.
with I guess a pretty good message, like a bright
Yeah.
message. Yeah.
It has a good ending,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about that later.
Yes.
But anyway, supporting actress. I actually just messed up my my list here is supposed to be leading actor and actress,
Mm-hmm.
but we did leading actor, then supporting actor,
Mm-hmm.
then yeah.
Okay.
But anyway,
Continue.
supporting actress, I say Scarlett Johansson from Jojo Rabbit. Even though I haven't seen the movie, she just looks amazing in that movie.
I say Laura Dern.
To be honest, Lord Dern, you know, somehow she has the body.
She
was great as well. Everyone in that movie was great, to be honest.
She was great to the point where I was like, oh, that bitch.
Yeah, precisely. I was like, I hate this person so much. Like,
But-
you're just taking everything over the line.
What are you
But
doing?
I was like, Lord Dern, dude.
Yeah.
What? Why?
And when she tried it, like the first time she met Scarlett Johansson, she tried to be comforting.
Yeah,
you know, I was like, oh,
friendly. I was like, you
bitch. Oh,
Precisely. I was like, oh, come on, dude. We know what's
going on.
We see you. You're a lawyer. We know lawyers. But anyway,
Yeah.
Laura Dern, I'll put that in number 2 spot.
Okay.
Laura Dern, I won't be surprised, to be honest. But yeah, ScarJo for me, just to see if she could win leading. Yeah, precisely. 2 in one night. That's just me. I just want to see that happen. In both categories too, like leading and supporting. That'll be great. Anyway, moving on, we have. I don't have any like outside of Laura Dern. After watching the Marriage Story,
Yeah.
like, outside of,
I
was
haven't
about
seen
to
the
go.
other movies,
Yeah,
but-
I haven't seen the
Yeah.
Little Woman too, so I was like, I don't know. I don't know. Anyway, up to the next topic, film editing. You have.
I have Joker.
Why is that?
I don't know. It just. I guess not only does Joaquin Phoenix carry the film, but the film editing, how they present it, it just brings the emotion out more. You know, like when he was on the talk show, right?
Yeah.
It actually looked like a talk show.
Looks like a Jimmy Fallon's
Yeah.
talk show.
And then I guess just
Or late night.
and just how they show like the flashbacks, how he's still present there as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And I don't know, it's just something about that. I think the film editing and the acting were just great, and that's what made the Joker great. Yeah.
Okay.
What about you?
I have Parasite.
Parasite,
To be
okay.
specific, Yang Jinmo. I'm so sorry if I butchered your name. Or butcher any of the names here. But yeah, Parasite. I think, like you said, like, each shot, like, if you go to my my review on Instagram, you'll see I posted different pictures,
Yes.
screenshots
Yeah.
from the movie itself.
Yeah.
Each of those, I feel like it's iconic. It tells like
It had a purpose.
yeah, they picked out certain angles, like
Yeah.
when that one shot where the stairs.
I haven't seen the movie.
Yeah,
okay.
but in the picture on
okay.
the screenshot I had, there was a flight of stairs,
Uh-huh.
and then the kitchen.
Uh-huh.
For some reason, they used the same angle multiple times throughout the movie. So I was like, oh, something has to be about that. And it was, later in the movie, we found out what the title is all about. And then the final 10 minutes of the movie was great. Like, you won't know if it was actually happening or it's something else. It's just great. I love the movie. I love Parasite. The film editing in that one's just good. But it's been a while since I won't say been a while, more like a couple of weeks. But yeah, it's a good movie. I definitely enjoyed it. The film editing was great. Oh, you don't like food? Anyway,
next.
Anyway, cinematography.
Okay.
This one's easy.
Yeah.
It's a year. It's 1917.
Dude, oh my god.
That movie was amazing. That movie was amazing.
Oh.
I've talked to a lot of people who've seen the movie, and all of them said the same thing. It was just action packed. The one shot actually brought the harshness of the war. And I like there's a little break when he got shot.
Yeah.
There was like blacked out for a couple of minutes, then boom.
Dude.
But yeah,
Like I had
chills, goosebumps. Like the visuals, oh, so good.
Have you noticed that like as like the story progresses, the like I guess the action sets started expanding even more, you know?
No, I don't. I actually, come to think of it, yeah.
It started expand like
It's like slowly,
Yeah, it was first it was like
super close up in the tunnels.
yeah, and then like it was the plane in the barn,
Yeah,
and then it was the bridge and like the sniper in
Yeah.
the building.
and then when he was running away from the soldiers, I was
Yeah.
about to say Nazis, but that's a different. That's a completely
The
different.
German soldiers,
Yeah,
and then it went to that big battle, dude.
yeah.
That's
That was
that's
like
so
things
great.
slowly spread out.
Oh my
But yeah.
god.
Anyway, yeah, 1970 is just good.
Fantastic.
The one shot was perfectly done. There was no hiccups. There was a break, but it was intentional. And like I said, no hiccups whatsoever. It just feels like a one continuous movie where it's literally a single point of view, and we're just one of the people who went with them to the journey, to the mission that they were assigned on.
And it didn't feel long
Yeah.
at all. It
didn't
just
feel
felt
long.
right. It was like, oh wow,
Yeah,
you know?
I was kind of upset the dude died. I was like, I thought he was gonna make it to the end or
Yeah.
close to the end, but he
then,
died like somewhere halfway through. I was like,
yeah.
this guy sucked. He died first. Just
That
kidding.
was-
Anyway.
And like not only the one shot, just it was just beautiful.
Yeah,
You know, the scene where like they shot the flare in that abandoned city in the town,
oh yeah,
the
yeah.
ruins.
Yeah,
That was beautiful.
That was good, too.
In the beginning they showed the fields where they were
the
resting.
dog. Yeah,
Yeah. Oh
and
my God,
I
that
love
movie
how
was good.
last of the movie ended how it began
yeah.
with them or with him sleeping.
yeah.
So I was like, oh, that's a pretty cool throwback to the beginning of the movie where the movie started with them sleeping, and now it's just him who's just sleeping by a tree,
Yeah. And then
like the beginning.
they showed like a piece of his like backstory.
Mhm.
Like just I love that
And
in
they
films.
They didn't really jump all the way in. Just
Yeah.
like, oh yeah, this guy has family.
Yeah.
That's it.
I love that when like in movies they don't really like do a
Spend time.
flashback
Yeah.
or they do like a long backstory or whatever
Yeah.
to show the character the history of the character.
Mm-hmm.
Just show one thing about one important thing. It just tells a lot.
Yeah.
And that is just beautiful.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yep.
so many good movies. Oh my god. Oh.
Yep.
Oh my god.
So pretty much cinematography,
Yeah.
1917. To be specific,
It has to win. That
Roger
one.
Deakins.
Yeah. That one I'm confident will win.
Yeah. If anything, that would.
Yeah, that one I'm
Yeah.
confident.
Anyway, I don't have any of those because I just think 1917 is a fantastic movie.
Yeah,
You know,
fantastic.
just editing is wise. Anyway, costume design.
Ooh.
Costume design.
Go first.
I would put Jojo Rabbit
Mm.
because all around, I mean, it's a straight up satirical movie about Nazis,
Mm-hmm.
and it's just fun. I've seen a lot of the movie designers like super outrageous and such, and it was, from what it seems like, it was pretty consistent.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yeah, okay. Even though I haven't seen it, I just want Jojo Rabbit to win at least one.
I would say Once Upon a Time in Hollywood.
See, my problem with that one is just
Mhm.
that it's what 60s Hollywood.
Yeah. But hey, I mean, it made me feel like I was part of that. I was
Yeah, but
in that world.
you can pick out a different era and still feel like
Yeah.
let's say 70s.
No,
They can
no.
still go 70s
like-
and still feel it.
You know, you can still do any era, but you can still do it wrong. I just felt like with Once Upon a Time, they really captured that era with not only just the costumes, but with the cars, the signs, the movies, the way people talk, the way people party. I mean, I know I'm going more off of costume, but in general, just like what they wore really. They're like Quentin Tarantino. He knows how to capture a style from a decade. That's what I feel.
That is true.
Yeah, he knows how
Django
to do
Unchained,
it. Yeah.
Hateful Eight,
Inglourious Bastards.
Inglourious Bastards,
Kill Bill
Kill
with
Bill.
the yellow jumpsuit.
Mm-hmm.
Dude, that was badass.
But yeah, I can see what you're going.
I think. What was the other nominations for costume?
There's Little Woman.
Uh-huh.
There
Haven't seen it.
is The Irishman and Joker. Yeah.
Maybe not. Well,
I wouldn't say Joker
I wouldn't
because it's if Joker's gonna win, why not give it to The Irishman?
is the costume is
Because
what Joaquin Phoenix.
Because outside of Joaquin Phoenix,
Really nothing.
there's nothing else.
Either
My dog is going berserk downstairs.
Either The Irishman or Once Upon a Time.
Yeah. For me, it's I would say Jojo Rabbit or Little Woman, because Little Woman, like you said about Once Upon a Time, still managed to capture but remain timeless in that era.
They're all great.
Yeah.
Like let's not get it wrong here. All these nominations, they're all great movies.
On each to their own, pretty much.
Yes.
Anyway, on to the next spot is visuals. This should be easy because the Lion King remake, The Lion King remake is not that impressive. The Jungle Book was more impressive, and that was 3 years before.
What was the problem? They didn't show facial expressions.
They're just static, super static, and
like real lions.
Yeah, but
who saw that coming?
It's like they're trying to recapture what was magical with the original Lion King, but they kind of ruined a lot of things. To be honest, like for this one, visuals, they're just super static. They look like they're taxidermy.
The real
Chuck Testa.
Like the magic from Lion King was the facial expressions.
That and music.
Yeah.
And the colors.
Yeah.
None of that was in the new one. The music wasn't there. They kind of ruined. There's if you remember in the original Lion King, when Simba returned to Pride Land, there was like a very orchestra playing in the background while he's running through a field, and it was just like super cinematic. This one, I feel like they overdid it with Beyonce, where they kind of ruined the essence and the magic of that one small scene.
Wait. How was the scene when Mufasa came back as like a spirit in the sky?
I don't remember. That's how forgettable the movie is.
Damn.
It wasn't
the best scene.
It wasn't as spectacular, if I remember correctly.
I mean, in the original, that was like one of the best scenes.
Because it literally filled.
I was like oh.
I mean, aside from the only good thing I would say in the new Lion King is the voice acting. Everyone nailed every part. But it's just the music. Like, they ruined the best Disney villain song ever. He was just literally twirling and then just saying, "Be prepared."
Be prepared.
That's it. Be prepared. You look
prepared.
over to the left. You guy, be prepared. You hyena, be prepared. Where's the Nazi vibe coming from you? The evil coming from you. You were supposed to be the big bad, but you're just like, yeah, you, maybe you. Yeah, definitely you. Let's get your stuff together and let's go. And that's it. That was the whole entire segment. Instead of a full-on, amazing, scary, intimidating song, we get "Let's Rally." That's it.
Yeah. Well, moving to a movie that we actually think
that actually was good.
Yeah.
Other than that, it was super duper long.
Avengers
Endgame.
Yeah.
Avengers Endgame. And I can't. The last hour was just them fighting. Majority of the last hour was just them fighting. I mean, if you're a comic book nerd or just a comic book fan in general, or superhero fan in general, you know that when everyone came out of those portals, that is mind-boggling. You know, if you look up the behind the scenes, no one is really there. Each one has their own day to show up, but they pretty much were just CGI'd into that shot. Especially with all the women, the female Avengers showing up and like, oh, she's not alone, something like that. Yeah, it was great. I say they nailed the visuals. What about
Well, basically everything you said, but yeah, I can't believe Disney is about to.
I mean, either way, if Disney, no matter what, all I can say is that Disney will win regardless of the movie that it has. Because the only two movies that they have on the list that's not Disney is The Irishman and 1917.
Damn, they bought the Oscars.
Yeah, pretty much. You know, like, oh hey, we like the Star Wars one. Guess what? Disney gets it. We like Avengers Endgame. Guess what? Who owns Marvel? Disney. Then The Lion King, even though it's highly doubtful. Disney.
Imagine
1917 or Irishman wins.
Yeah.
Oh, maybe they
well,
did.
you can't buy the Oscars, huh?
I guess they can't buy. But yeah, I would say outside of Endgame, maybe 1917. Maybe 1917.
I might just give it to Star Wars.
Eh.
I don't know. Blazers.
Anyway,
next.
Up next to that is adapted screenplay. For me, I have the two popes, which I already explained earlier. Of just the transition era between Pope John Paul II to Pope Benedict, and Pope Benedict to Pope Francis and such.
For me, I got The Irishman. It shows a very interesting time where a lot of shady stuff happened. Like, you got to deal with the Kennedys. Mid 20th century. Yeah, the Cold War. Like, a lot of things were very shady, and you start to question, like, maybe the mob did kill Kennedy.
Maybe it wasn't super bad that day.
Yeah, and I just think the Irishman gotta win something.
At least something.
One.
Yeah, it's just that feeling in watching Oscars.
Yeah.
You just want your favorite movie to win at least one thing.
I know.
Not everything. That's why a lot of people say, sure, the Joker has 11 nominations. He only needs to win one. Which I agree. You don't need all of it.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's pretty much adapted screenplay. I don't have anything to add
Great
to
writing.
the
Great
two
writing.
popes.
Yeah.
I already briefly talked about it earlier. But anyway, how about this one? Original screenplay. What did you put?
Once Upon a Time.
Why is that? We went over about it earlier, but
yeah, it really it didn't feel like a linear story. It felt like they were talking about that time period.
I like certain time jumps. Like towards the end, there's like a time jump of 6 months.
No, it just didn't feel like you were watching it for the story.
Yeah,
like there was like a little wasn't not Marilyn Manson, Charles Manson.
Marilyn Manson.
Yeah, Charles Manson story that was in the background. Like,
I was thinking of Marilyn Monroe. Oops, wrong Marilyn.
Anyway, but I don't know, with Quentin Tarantino in writing.
Not gonna. I thought it would be about Charles Manson. Like there will be
but it was
more
in the
involved.
background.
Yeah, that's what that's what you told me before.
Yeah.
That's what a lot of people have been saying. It's just that it's happening.
Yeah.
But you don't get to see it.
Yeah.
Until the end.
Yeah.
But I'll tell you.
But it was like that creeping terror, because it's gonna come.
It's gonna come, but it never came. It tried to come, but I need to stop. Okay, for you dirty minds.
It arrived.
Once it arrived,
it happened. It climbed.
It climaxed. It wasn't there, but it took a more comical turn.
Yeah,
I like that one.
It was a good turn.
It had the terror and the horror climb, but as soon as it reached its peak, it's had a very comical experience or results. And I like that one.
Yeah, it was.
But that's pretty much the only thing I liked about.
With Tarantino in writing, I just gotta give it to him. I don't know why.
For me, I've always been a fan of The Last Jedi, so I would say Rian Johnson. And not gonna lie, a lot of people enjoyed Knives Out. If anyone listening to this one have seen, I've listened to one of the episodes before this, the one where we're talking about Knives Out. I think you talked about The Irishman as well in the same episode. You know how much I love this movie. It's a fun whodunit. It's a fun crime movie. You know, all of the pieces were already in place in the beginning, and then it's just that we don't know that yet. It wasn't until the very end when we found out what is the whole entire thing was, meant to be and such. Everyone thought it was faking the death of the main guy, but it's not. Like I said, everything was in the beginning. Even the name Knives Out was the whole theme of the movie. Yeah, and it's just great. I love Knives Out, and this is on the same category as Parasite, which also has a very very thematical title, and that connects it with the story overall. It's great. I love Knives Out. I want. That's the only one that had nomination. I was about to say, why now sound mixing or sound editing? I'm kind of upset by that, but you know what? Original screenplay, Rian Johnson will be seen good outside of Star Wars. You know, everyone always talk trash about him, but I was like, dude, have you actually seen anything outside his work? I heard mixed things about Looper, but Knives Out,
that movie was okay.
I've never seen it.
Looper was okay.
But I heard that, what's his name? Joseph Gordon-Levitt had Bruce Willis's face on him.
Yep. He played a young Bruce Willis.
That is so... I can't picture it. But yes, but pretty much that is. Anyway.
I watched that movie so young.
I forgot it came out like, what, 2012, 2011?
Dude, I was so young. I was like,
so
get it. Then I watched it again. I was like, oh.
Anyway. Next. Wow, we're speeding through here. Anyway, animated. I've seen all of them. I've seen all of them.
I lost my body.
Except for that one, actually. Whoops.
I love that.
Whoops.
I love it. It was weird. I love it.
What is I Lost My Body?
I Lost My Body is about a hand that was separated from its owner.
Is this a spin-off to Addams Family? The hand?
No, but it acted like it.
I was about to say, like, it sounds like the hand from I forgot.
Anyway, like the hand was separated from the owner, and as it like travels through Paris and all that to get back to its owner, it like recollects the memories it had with its owner. You know, and you start.
It's a weird concept, like just a hand.
It's a weird concept with the hand, but with the owner. You like it's like a growing up story, you know.
The guy who lost a hand didn't know he lost a hand or what?
No, it actually was like a terrible carpentry accident where he like accidentally cut off his hand with a buzzsaw. Yeah.
Happens all the time.
Everybody does it.
Yeah. I lost mine. Just kidding, I still have mine. I'll take a picture and prove it.
But yeah, it was an interesting art style.
Yeah, I saw some of it. It's pretty cool.
Pretty cool. I would say that's one of the few French films I ever saw. So
Francais.
Oh,
was it actually Francais?
Yeah, it was actually Francais, bro.
This is
that's Italian.
Yeah,
what you're doing.
What you're doing is also Italian.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it was very French.
It's an inside joke to my French class in high school.
It was very French.
Oh, Francais. I know some French words, but anyway,
Sacre bleu.
Sacre bleu. I forget the
fromage.
Fromage, which is just cheese.
Yeah.
I forgot the what was it? Grilled cheese in Dexter's Laboratory.
Croissant.
That's one. Okay, we're just making fun of the French language. French language is actually pretty difficult, in my opinion, for a guy who took it 3 years.
Ooh.
Barely remember. Anyway, I only know je voudrais. I would like. Anyway, for me, I would put Klaus. It's a pretty cool movie, Netflix original. A lot of Netflix original. Have you
Oh, I
noticed
lost my body. Netflix.
the Netflix.
Irishman. Netflix.
Maybe it was bought by Netflix, because there are some times where Netflix will buy the rights so they can.
But you can watch it on Netflix.
But yes, it is under Netflix banner. Same
Marriage
with
Story.
Klaus, Irishman, Marriage Story. I'm pretty sure there's more that I just do not know of. But yeah, all of those are at Netflix. And, you know, take that, Steven Spielberg.
Streaming's dead. No, it's not.
No, it's not. Just look at this. Mr. I have 10 not 10, but this 2020 is finally recognizing the beauty of some streaming, you know,
some movies you have to watch in the theater, though.
Yeah, that's true.
1917,
you have to watch in the theater. I want to say The Irishman could also be in that same category. Anyway, Klaus. I really, really love Klaus. And that's hard for me to say because Toy Story 4 was great.
Mm-hmm.
It was amazing. I gave it a higher rating as my review. But Klaus it's just magical.
Mm-hmm.
You know? It's literally talking about tradition and how tradition evolves, and pretty much gives us I won't say an origin or backstory of how Santa Claus came to be. It was more like how the tradition of Santa Claus came to be. He gave us that magical but realistic where it's just this guy in the woods who loves making toys, and this mailman, this mailman who was eager to go home back to his rich life, his very what you call that? It's like he already has everything. Anyway, pretty much he has he took life for granted.
Okay.
Pretty much, and now he's
privileged.
Privileged. There we go. Thank you, man. English.
Why?
Why oh why English? Why do you have so many words? But anyway, he was super privileged, and he is obsessed with his silk sheets, which I do not mind because silk sheets are great. But anyway, off topic, but back to the topic. But yeah, like he managed to transform a town filled with violence, literally two clans. It also talks about segregation. There's these two clans fighting amongst themselves every now and then by ringing a bell. But towards the end, like thanks to Klaus and mailman was Jesper, the mailman's name. They managed to change the kids' minds to be friends with one another, and then those kids managed to change their parents' minds by seeing how much the parents sees them having fun with other kids from the other clan or other families. But yeah, it was super great. It was super nice. And then towards the end, it was so sad. But anyway, yeah, I cried a little bit. It's not as much as Toy Story 4. I will get to that one. But yeah, it was Klaus. I would say number one. But I won't be surprised with Toy Story 4.
Yeah.
Like as soon as the movie started, I cried.
Oh.
because the first few minutes, literally the first, I won't say 10 minutes, more like first 15 minutes of the movie was literally a flat, like their recap. They managed to recap the entire series in one segment, and seeing Andy pass down the toys to Bonnie, so sad. I was like, there it is. Let it out, buddy. Let it out. And then the whole idea of the movie is that it's one of my favorite things about Toy Story. Yeah. Like you said about Kingdom Hearts, it didn't really grow up with the audience, and I'm surprised you didn't mention Toy Story being the only franchise or series that actually mature with the audience. Toy Story, you mentioned Monsters Inc. and Monsters University, where Toy Story series is more appropriate, I would say.
Yeah.
Because Toy Story 1 is like getting a new, like meeting and making a new friend, who doesn't really want anything to do with you. And then the second movie is finding your family, like finding the people you care about. 3 is moving on.
Yeah.
From that person.
Childhood to
from childhood to adulthood. And 4 is just like finding where you really want to be. And it's sad because Forky, as he said so many times in the movie, he's trash. And you know what people say nowadays? We're trash. So you see how it relates to one another. But at the end, Woody, throughout the movie, Woody managed to convince him he's not trash. He's special to someone else. Not he might not see himself as special, but to someone, Forky is special to Bonnie. And to us, we might not see ourselves as special or anything greater than what we are. To someone else, some people might see us differently and think it could be something special, something brand new and such. But yeah, and then there's the whole Woody and Bo Peep story as well. He was lost all through the beginning, like the entire movie. He wasn't sure where he needs to be. He's trying to choose either family or such. But yeah, I'm rambling on about Toy Story 4 because it's just great, and I cried a lot, and I watched it last night, and it was so sad.
I don't want to cry. Okay.
I don't want to cry every time I type it. Anyway,
next
is number 3 is How to Train Your Dragon. Now that's
okay. Next, number 2 got
Missing
me
Link
messed
is number. Missing Link was the worst one of all those, to be honest. Anyway, number 10, directing.
Oh,
if you say one. Todd Phillips, I will stop this recording right
Todd
now.
Phillips.
Anyway, my number 1 directing, my favorite, I would say, is Parasite, Bong Joon-ho. Is that how you say it?
Bong Joon-ho. Yeah.
Parasite. I just love how he managed to create a horror movie that you won't see as a horror movie. It managed to turn into a horror movie.
I got horror movie vibes. I just was confused from the trailer. I was like,
you gotta
what is
watch
this about?
Yeah, that's another thing. The trailer didn't really give anything. It's just like while you watch the movie, you can see how it plays on people's minds. It's great. I love it.
Mine was Martin Scorsese.
Of course.
Check
out Spotlight.
episode 1.
Episode 1.
About being me being like a fanboy.
Anyway, my number 2 actually is Martin Scorsese is my number 3 spot. With number 2 is Sam Mendes, 1917. Those 3. I won't be surprised if Sam Mendes or Martin Scorsese win over Parasite. It's just really hard to say, so I'm just gonna summarize it to Parasite.
I won't be surprised if Martin Scorsese misses out on this one.
What do you mean misses out? Like doesn't show
he doesn't
up?
win. He doesn't win.
Oh, doesn't win?
He doesn't win. I wouldn't be surprised.
Here's my thing. Would you be still? Isn't he already considered one of the greatest?
Yeah, he's still considered one of the greatest.
So, an award for him is just a bonus.
Yeah.
But
no. That dude is established. That dude is just in the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, for me, I want Parasite to win, not just because how good the direction was.
Oh yeah.
It was because I want more recognition to like foreign stuff outside of Europe. I want more experience, like more mainstream foreign films like Parasite, I Lost My Body, Pain and Glory, which I still need to watch. But yeah, it's not just Hollywood and England who has the best actors in the world.
No.
You have Matt Mikkelsen, who is probably Austrian, I think.
Matt Mikkelsen.
I think he's part Austrian. Anyway, but yeah, Parasite.
Oh yeah, that guy. No, he's no. Matt Mikkelsen, he's that Norway.
Norwegian?
Swedish. I think he's Swedish.
Matt Mikkelsen. We're taking. Let's see. He is
Denmark. Danish. There you go.
Very much Denmark. But yeah, close. Pretty much. But yeah, just that's why I'd say Parasite should win.
There's a lot of good actors and actresses out there.
We're in directing.
And there's a lot of we were talking about Matt Mikkelsen. That's why. But there's a lot of talent out there that's not just in European films or in the U.S., there's a lot of good people there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
As long as it's not Quentin Tarantino or Todd Phillips. That's my only two things.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Even though I
Like,
love Tarantino, he
Yeah,
just
like out of all of them, I just found Once Upon a Time to be good on its own, but
Mhm.
not as good. That's why I don't really have anything in for
Mhm.
Joker or for Joker. It's just like outside of Joaquin Phoenix,
Mhm.
it's nothing too special in my opinion. But for Once Upon a Time, it's just
It was a period piece.
Yeah, it's just like, oh, here's the time period, so you
Mhm.
guys can see how we lived then
Mhm.
and how how fun it can be and how terrible it can be.
I would say the same thing that The Irishman was a period piece,
Mm-hmm.
but there was a story. There was a main story,
Yeah,
and the period piece just gave it more flesh.
background
Yeah.
and setting and such.
Yeah.
But yeah. So Parasite for me and for you is Martin Scorsese's The Irishman.
But literally in The Irishman, this guy literally went to a restaurant, killed this mob boss in front of his family on his birthday.
Boss.
Boss.
Anyway,
Yeah.
excuse me. On to our last topic.
Mm.
Best Picture. Who do you have?
Wait, best movie in general?
No, that's
Oh.
the final topic here.
Oh, best movie?
Yeah, Best Picture.
Best picture? Okay.
I think it's down here. Yeah.
Oh,
So
right.
they have a lot.
You go first. You go first.
No, you go first.
You go first.
You go first.
You go first.
Ladies first. You go first.
That means you go first.
Yeah, but I'm not. I'm a muscular lady.
Go first.
Why me?
Huh?
Why me?
It's your show.
Okay, I'll claim. I'll be claiming all the rights back from him.
Yeah.
Anyway, for me, Best Picture, I gotta give it to Parasite. It's a great movie. It's just a great all-around great movie. I'm not gonna give it to Joker.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna give it to Once Upon a Time. I was already vocal with those two. The reason why I'm not giving it to 1917
Mm-hmm.
is that Parasite is a foreign film.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said earlier, if Parasite wins Oscar, it could bring more light into other foreign/indie films. So it's not the same names over and over again in Oscars and BAFTA and Golden Globes and such.
Mm-hmm.
Not the same people you'll see in like other movies.
Well, Parasite has won awards,
Yeah, but
like
not Oscars like the big big one. That's why I was like, if anything, I want them to win. If like at least one thing, one major thing. That's why I specifically use this list, to be honest. Like if anything, that is either best picture, best directing, film editing, and that's all I have here. But yeah, like any of those, I'll be fine with that. Like giving more limelight to foreign/indie films is, in my opinion, it's just like a great way to expand Hollywood as a business. Because at the same time, look at Joker. He had, or Joker, The Marriage Story, The Irishman. Most of these movies have the same actors and actresses. Robert De Niro and Joker and The Irishman, Laura Dern and Little Woman and The Marriage Story.
there's a lot of actors and actresses just like intersecting.
Yeah, precisely.
Okay.
There's no more
Originality.
that and diversity. That's why people are complaining that. For me, in my opinion, it's not much about like skin color or races. It's more like different acting, different actors or actresses. You know, like look. Even though I want ScarJo to win both leading and supporting, I want more something else.
Yeah.
In the like, if she has one, she can be on the second one as well. But yeah, what is yours?
Mine is Ford v Ferrari.
Why is that?
Man, that movie was just exciting. Like, I know maybe the main movie about cars and like racing is Fast and the Furious.
I must pause you right there.
Okay.
I was watching the Honest trailer
Uh-huh.
earlier.
Uh-huh.
Remember when we first talked about Ford versus Ferrari, and I was like, "Who is Ford and who is Ferrari?"
Uh-huh.
They used the same joke in the video. It's like, if you're asking who is Ford and who is Ferrari, maybe this movie is not for you. I was like, damn, dude, I felt attacked. Dude, I felt attacked by Screen Junkies. But anyway,
it just showed the beauty of like cars, of racing, you know?
the
And
drive,
and
pun intended.
it was like a conflict between two ideas. I would say it's more like striving for perfection
Mm-hmm.
and like what it can lead to, the downfalls and all that stuff. And in life, there's nothing. Perfection is not constant.
Yeah.
It's a moment that you just have to live with, you know, that you just have to embrace. And man, that movie was just like not the true story. I had diarrhea.
Okay. Damn I. Anyway, what's your number two best?
No. Number two.
Number two.
No, I had diarrhea, right?
Yeah.
Like halfway through the movie, it was like right there. Like
Yeah, it was
bad.
grinding.
It was bad.
It was grinding the insides.
But that movie was
making
so
it very
good.
visual.
That movie was.
He held it in with the force of his. Anyway,
I was sweating.
I believe it.
But anyway, that
Probably
movie,
hyperventilating as well.
That movie was so good.
You just can't.
I just couldn't leave.
Why can't you just say it was so good that my body was telling me to go somewhere to do something else? But my mind, I was dedicated.
But that's how much I love that movie. To this day, I watch scenes from that movie
Every now and then.
every now and then.
Just look
It
up
was
clips.
that good.
You know what? I have plans to watch that. Hopefully, I'll have time before Oscars because I
Watch
have
it with diarrhea.
Easy. I'll
You'll
just
feel the
drink milk.
intensity.
I'll just drink milk.
That's what happened. I drank milk.
Why did you drink milk? Good Asian. Everyone
Hey, I
knows.
don't care. I don't care.
Everyone
I'll drink
knows
milk.
Asians have lactose intolerant. But anyway, my number two is 1917,
Uh-huh.
and my number three is The Marriage Story.
Mm.
We already talked about how good Marriage Story is.
It is good.
Same with 1917. That's
Yeah, it
pretty
is
much.
good. It's good.
But yeah,
But I like Ford v Ferrari.
and
That's
for
the
me,
movie.
Parasite. Anyway, to recap,
Hmm.
best leading actor and actress.
Mhm.
We're gonna go through the actual list now
Okay.
instead of leading actor then supporting actor. But yes, leading actor and actresses.
Okay. I had Joaquin Phoenix as best leading actor.
ScarJo for
Scarlett Johansson for best leading actress.
for me. I have Adam Driver and ScarJo
Mhm.
for best leading actor and actress,
Mhm.
respectively.
Mhm.
For supporting, I have Tom Hanks for the actor, and ScarJo again for supporting.
And for supporting role actor, I had Joe Pesci, and supporting role actress, I had Laura Dern.
What's next? Film editing, you have.
I had Joker.
I have Parasite. Cinematography,
I had 1917.
same with me.
Okay.
Super good. Costume design,
I had Once Upon a Time.
I have Jojo Rabbit.
Okay.
Those Nazis, dude. They look great. Visual effects, we both agree.
Endgame.
Endgame. Thank God, I thought he was gonna say Lion King.
Star Wars.
Or Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars was better than The Lion King. Adapted, you said.
The Irishman.
For me, it was The Two Popes.
Mm-hmm.
Original screenplay, I have Knives Out.
I had Once Upon a Time.
Animated, I say Klaus.
I Lost My Body.
With a little hint of with a little
Toy
sprinkle
Story.
of Toy Story on
Yeah,
top
Toy
of
Story
it.
4.
It's both look good. Directing, I have Parasite, Bong Joon-ho.
For directing, I had Todd Phillips, Joker.
All right, stop the recording. Well, I'm not
No,
uploading
I
it.
have Martin Scorsese as the Irishman.
Anyway, for the best picture, for me, is
Mm.
Parasite, and Taylor,
And for the best picture for me is Ford v
Ford
Ferrari.
v Ferrari. Anyway,
I love that movie.
that's pretty much it. I thought we'll have more time to talk about what movie didn't make it, like Uncut Gems.
Oh,
But
shit.
we reached our time limit,
Yeah.
and not gonna surprise. We beat the 1 hour mark today.
I know.
Anyway, my name is Ray.
My name's Taylor.
Thank you for listening. You can catch us on. I was about to say SoundCloud, but that's still on hold. We're still working on that. But you can catch us on Instagram,
YouTube,
Facebook,
Twitter, well, and Spotify. Maybe.
That still counts in the SoundCloud
Okay.
part. But yeah, you can catch us all of those. You can watch the first 3 episodes on SoundCloud, or listen to it on SoundCloud or Spotify. You can watch the other episodes on YouTube, and once we get our stuff going, we'll definitely
and please
be
like,
expanding.
subscribe, comment,
And
share.
Leave down
anything.
a comment down below
Yeah.
as for feedback, whether or not in order for us to improve our quality. But yeah, once again, my name's Ray,
My name's Taylor.
and this is
Geeks
Geeks
Reviews.
Reviews. Thank you for listening.
Bye.
Have
Bye.
a good night.